Hello, my name is Randy Sudira. So I'm an employee from SOTW. So I'm going to talk to my colleagues about cultural competence and its importance, as well as different cues that a person should pay attention to while communicating to different people with different cultures. So good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So welcome to this discussion. So as you know, we are going to work with a new company which is SNA, and you know that they have different cultures from ours. So we need to talk about that to make sure that we are prepared with that partnership. So in this presentation or discussion, we're going to talk about different main points. The first one is cultural competence. So we'll be talking about what cultural competence is, its importance, and also we'll talk about cross-cultural relationships, how different people can live while having different cultures. And also we'll see what are the questions that we can ask ourselves to make sure that we'll be able to learn the cultures from SNA and also be able to work with them effectively. So and then we'll have different questions to ask and then close our discussion. So I've prepared different handouts to help us know what we are discussing about, so we can look at them to make sure that it's easy to learn our discussion. So the first thing we are going to talk about is cultural competence. So cultural competence is about different norms and values that two organizations in a partnership should have to guide them while working together about different projects. So as you know, we are going to work with that company SNA, and they really have different cultures from ours. So we need to have different values and norms that we will follow in our partnership. So again, we'll be having a cross-cultural relationship. It's a relationship that will meet well, as our company we will meet with employees from the other company SNA. So we need to have different cues that we pay attention to make sure that we will not have communication related problems. So when you are talking to a person from a different culture, you need to pay attention to different facial expressions. First of all, you need to keep eye contact to people you are talking to. When you are talking to those people, you cannot maybe show them your back while talking to them. So you have to respect them because there are people from other cultures, and you need to show them that you are respecting them while working together. Another thing is about facial expressions. When you are maybe talking to a person expressing your happiness, you cannot maybe show a face that is not matching with what you are saying. So we also need to make sure that we are using appropriate facial expressions and also body language. So another thing is about greeting protocols. How are you going to greet a person? You know that people are different, people from different cultures. Maybe that company, they do not like to hug each other. So that's something that you need to keep in mind and know their greeting protocols. If you have to shake hands, or if you have maybe to hug a person when you are discussing or meeting for the first time. That's about greeting protocols. Another thing is about being sensitive and patient. So when you are working with different people, especially these ones from different cultures, you might have different misunderstandings. But as our company, we have to be an example to them or role models. So you have to be patient. If you have a misunderstanding, you need to be patient and maybe excuse or maybe request for forgiveness instead of just maybe getting angry, because that will cause problems in our communication. So these are in an article by Fletcher, he said that such sensitivity involves recognizing culture differences. This shows how we should be aware of what we call culture ethnocentrism. We don't have to bring biases in cultures. You have to do a research to know more about that company's culture instead of having assumptions. So there are different questions that we need to ask ourselves to learn about others' culture. You can ask yourself what is the official language in that country to know how we'll be speaking to them. You can ask yourself what does a group of people believe in? What are their beliefs? Okay. So another is what are the material and non-material aspects of group's culture. So in different cultures there are different materials which show culture and also other non-material aspects. And also, what do the people do to a person who did not obey something? We need to know, like, as SNA company that we are going to work with, what do they do to a person who did not obey, so that we can have a common understanding about punishments to provide. And also, what do a group of people consider as their norms and also rules to follow? We need also to learn about that to make sure that we have an effective relationship. So that's all about my presentation. So I would like you to participate in this discussion to make sure that we really understand how we are going to work with that company and to avoid different communication related problems. So you will be asking a few questions about what I presented, and then we discuss about it to make sure that we understand everything. So it's your time. Maybe you can start with Emmanuel to give us a question or something you can comment about the presentation.
Okay, thank you so much, Randy, for this conversation. I think this is a very nice like partnership with this company, and I think we are going to benefit from it, and as well as benefiting from us. So for me, I have a question. So don't you think that there are some challenges that we are going to meet while having partnership with this new company?
Yeah, thank you for your question. Actually, that's why we're talking about how we'll behave. Working with a company from a different culture can cause a lot of challenges. For example, you know that in some countries, eye contact, they do not follow eye contact, especially when you are talking to a person from a different culture. So with a different sex. So a boy might be talking to a girl, and that country do not encourage complete eye contact. So that's why we are having those questions. So we'll take some time, maybe as the company workers, to go through those questions and learn the culture from that company of SNA, to know exactly what they believe in, what their norms, to make sure that we cannot have those challenges, and to make sure that we have an effective communication with them. Yeah, maybe you can go with CV also to comment on this.
Okay, thank you so much. I like this activity because it's gonna make like our company expand more, and I really appreciate it. But like I have one question. So if we are going to work together and yet you have different cultures, it requires to have time and maybe come to a compromise of things that we need to do together. So is that time scheduled, or there is a way that you planned that you maybe will use in order to have that one, those common things that we will be having to do to each other?
Yeah, thank you for a great question. Maybe we are having this discussion, but for them they are not having it, and also we need to meet and have a common understanding about how we'll behave. So for us as a SOHY company, we need to first be impressive. That's why we're having this discussion ahead of time. We need to surprise them and show them that we are aware of everything before we even meet with them. So we need to have this discussion and be impressive so that we can convince them to continue having this partnership. So we have to run this ahead of time. Then we are going to meet, when we are going to have a discussion with them, yes, we'll have that discussion, but we need to act impressively to show them that we already know what they believe in and we are ready to respect their culture. Okay. So do you have any other question?
Actually, this is really great. I don't have more questions.
Yeah. So I hope that as these company workers will be able to work with SNA, and if you have further questions, we'll also meet with our supervisor talk more about this. But I hope that we are now ready and understand what to do to work with SNA company.
Yeah.
Oh,
so thank you so much for
you are
attending.
welcome.
Yeah.